Welcome to another exciting episode of Garage Rock. I don't have a mic, so hopefully this will pick this up. Back after a week ban from YouTube and also a channel strike for what they said was their reason was medical misinformation. It was pertaining to a video where I was just sort of free talking like all my stuff is. And I was mentioning how I've noticed a change in people in their point of view over getting the thing. And once they get the thing, they tend to want everyone else to get the thing. And it was just about that. And I think I went into a little too much detail about what is actually in the thing, and I think that's what happened. I get it, but the funny thing is, it's like I say all the time that the beast is dying and it's not in control, and that's the perfect example of how it's not in control. I barely have a channel. I got 20 subscribers. Average view per video that's not like a music related one is 5-6 views. And they have to, silence me. Who am I reaching, That's not a position of strength. A position of strength is if things were going well with the evil plan, they wouldn't need to worry about guys like me. But since things aren't going very well with the evil plan, they have to. It's desperation. It's like I always say, it's like the beast is dying, it's on the ground, its tentacles are flailing everywhere, they're trying to take anything out they can with them. But it also made me think about some of the other people in this field of study, even tangentially related to what would be considered, I guess, truth stuff. I don't really see it like that, but because to say it's truth stuff it makes it seem as if things are being hidden. Nothing's being hidden. It's all out there. Things are being censored, but you don't really have to dig too deeply to see what's going on. It's all right there. It's just a matter of if you can see it. The old Da Vinci thing. So, it made me think a lot about some of these other guys that I watch, and because they say the same stuff I do, and they have a lot bigger audience, and they don't have any problems. Of course, there's a limit, but as far as skirting the algorithms, I don't know. You kind of wonder, why is this guy allowed to do this stuff, And I look at all those guys, too. There's a couple in particular, one guy that I'm pretty sure is from some sort of alphabet agency. I pick up on weird things. This one guy in particular, he does a lot of, he does a lot of polls in his room, and he's very insistent about it. All right, I'm gonna show of hands on this. And when someone mentions to him, why are we always fucking doing a show of hands, he gets real mad. So that's usually a way to see that when they get angry, it's a good identifier. And that there's this other guy that I watch all the time that I really like, and there's certain things he won't talk about, which right away which makes me think stuff. He won't say anything about the current Jabber Dabber Doo situation. He will not talk about them, and he's not a spiritual kind of guy. He doesn't involve spirituality in any of this, and that's pretty much impossible to avoid, but somehow he does it. And I saw him the other day really go off on these Tartaria channels and Mudblood channels. And he's freaked out about this before. And the other day he was just totally gaslighting about the whole thing. There's no evidence of this. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why are you mad, bro? You know, who cares what, who cares what John Levy does? Let him do what he does. I like his stuff, And to say there's no evidence of it is retarded, because I've seen it. We've all seen it. The evidence is there. There might be 15 buildings. It's like, dude, you just... So then you kind of have to wonder, all right, you put the other things together with it. Like, he doesn't talk about them. He never mentions anything spirituality involved, because he probably doesn't like Jesus. And he won't talk about the evil plan at all. So it's like, all right, well, this guy is obviously controlled. He's a shell. That's the thing. It's like most of these dudes that are saying anything off script that have any kind of sizable following are compromised. And that's it. It's the smaller channels that, like, The Matrix comes to mind. That's a great one. He doesn't have a big following, but he talks about the stuff, he can talk about whatever he wants. Show Me Baby's another one, but I think they leave him on because the Fed boys watch him. I think they get his information from him. He deals with more like government stuff, and you can tell just by what people will talk about and what they can't talk about and what they stay away from. And if they get mad about other people talking about stuff, is usually a good indicator of, okay, what are you mad about? Why are you mad? It's like, you shouldn't be mad. Trying to control, the narrative. It just makes it activates the almonds. And it should. And I'm not saying the guys with little channels are, 100% either. I'm not saying I'm 100%. I don't know. You don't know who I am. But as long as you add something that someone could go and take a look at themselves, like, that's the idea. Like, the idea is to put something out there that someone can then go and look at themselves. Because things only really resonate with you, in my experience, when you see them yourself. Like, you can spend hours telling someone about something, and they might have some interest or whatever, but when they find it themselves and they can correlate something themselves, it's a lot more meaningful. I mean, as far as trying to get people like on board, I don't really try to do that anymore. That was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Now I'm just looking for like-minded people. I'd spend a lot of time in these comment sections of these channels, and that's where I get most of the interesting stuff, and then I get directed to other things. But the comment sections of these videos, they're only so big. So a lot of the reason I started doing this here is I said, well, I'll put up my own, and I'll pose the kind of questions or the kind of things I know, and that way there'll be another avenue to be able to talk about this stuff, But yeah, I mean, if they're going to smack me down with my 20 subscribers, then how are some of these guys with 100,000 talking about the same stuff? Well, because they're being allowed to, for whatever reason. Usually sometimes, like in the case of, like I said, Show Me Baby, I think they let him do what he does because they get information from him. It's a containment thing. It's like pull, it's like, it makes me think of here, downtown, they used to have this containment area for drug users. Like, you'd get off the bus downtown near Chinatown, and everybody, it was like a flea market for drugs, like a black market flea market, I used to call it. Occasionally they'd do a sweep, but everyone would know it was coming, and they'd kind of get out of there. but they let people pretty much openly buy and sell drugs there because if they can watch them there. If they didn't have them all there, they'd be wandering around town causing more trouble. So it's a containment. I like when I have my finger on the thing the whole time. That's professional quality there. But yeah, so some of these guys are containment guys. But yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird to have that happen to get the ban. Because I mean, you know, 5 views per average, like per video. So, well, I mean, a couple of things. It makes me think that what I was, in that particular video, I was just giving a theory about something. A hypothesis. And hypothesizing. But I was doing a what if. So apparently, I was right with what I was saying because it was enough to trigger whatever it gets triggered. And I had them do an appeal because, you know, why not? It doesn't affect your case to do an appeal. But I got the response to that back faster than the length of the actual video, so I know they didn't watch it. It's all right. I don't have any problem with the minions at YouTube. They're just minions, man, doing the job of the beast. Some of them might even be good people, or just, you know, they got to pay the bills and they got to feed their family. Unfortunately, those are the guys that are going to take us down. You know, your local cops, your local EMTs, the guys that are in a position where they have to do these things. You know, it goes the same way with the Nazis, you know. They're just following orders, man. You know, they're just following orders. So, you know, if we're going to give these people a pass, then, you know, why are we so mean to the Nazis? You know what I mean? It's the same thing. And lately I've been seeing a lot of people getting crazy about how you shouldn't relate the tyranny going on now to the tyranny that was happening in World War II because it's somehow anti-Semitic. But I think it's pretty spot on. I mean, the only difference is it's not happening to them. You know, so, I mean, shit, they do to Palestine what they say was done to them. So, you can see what side people are on by what they complain about. It's pretty interesting. Interesting times. But, yeah, I'm just going to have to watch a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more careful about what I say. On the plus side, though, it's nice to know that, you know, at least the robots are watching me.